Hello everyone, welcome to day 15. Today I plan to do some string questions. I'll start from here, the first question. Let's see. Remove outermost parenthesis. A valid parenthesis string is either empty, parenthesis A plus this, or A plus B, where A and B are valid parenthesis string and plus represents string concatenation. For example, this is valid, are all valid parenthesis strings. A valid parenthesis S is primitive if it's non-empty and there does not exist a way to split it into S equals to A plus B. Okay, so basically we won't be able to split this. They are saying we can split it, this plus this second half, isn't it? It's this string plus this string, and A and B are non-empty valid. Given a valid parenthesis string S, consider its primitive decomposition as this, where P1 is primitive valid parenthesis string. Return S after removing the outermost parenthesis of every primitive string in primitive decomposition of S. So this basically will, what are they doing? If this is the string, the input string is death with primitive decomposition as this plus this. Okay, so this bracket is closing. Let me write it here. Oh, they are saying that this bracket is closing here, so it is this plus this, right? This is what they're saying, this plus this, and then we need to remove the outermost parenthesis. After removing the outermost parenthesis, this and this will be removed, and this will be removed, so it will become this, and this is the response. Got it. In this one, let's see. So in this one, this bracket is closing here, so it will be this plus this is closing here, so this plus this is closing here. This is the result, and then after removing outermost parenthesis, it will become this plus this, and we don't need to remove this, right? This is the result. Correct. Okay, 1 2 3 4 and then this one 1 2 3 4 and then this one. Correct. And इस वाले में तो I think everything will get removed, because this is this bracket plus this, and इसमें outermost का तो nothing, and इसमें भी nothing, so it will be empty string. Got it. Okay, so what we need to do, whenever we find an opening bracket, we need to find the closing bracket for it and remove it in such a way that we need it to be, so if this is the string, this would be easier to do, or let's use this only. So if this is the string, first of all we'll find this opening bracket, and then we will have one more opening, and then we'll have a closing, then one more opening and closing, and then closing bracket. So we need only this and these to be removed. How can we do that? Let's say if I store it in something, store it in a list. Let's say if I store it in a list and I keep adding these values, I add the first one, list of characters, I add the first one, then I add these, So let's take the resultant string. We'll take a resultant string. Initially it will be empty, and we will take a list of characters. Character list equals to new array list. Okay, and then we will iterate over this. So while character C in S. Now if it's a opening bracket, if it's a opening bracket, so if C is equals to this, if C is opening bracket, then we should add it in the list. So list dot, and we should check that if list is empty. If list is not empty, that means there is already a open bracket present in the list. So we don't if it's empty, which is the first case, then we don't need to add it in the string. If it's not empty, then we need to add it in the string. So if list dot is empty, then we need to add it in the string. So s equals to, result equals to result plus C. Result plus opening bracket. Else what we need to do, okay, this is fine, and in all cases opening bracket should be added to the list. So list dot add opening bracket. But in such cases where one more thing we can do is we just need to know that if this is present or not, right? We don't need to actually add it. So what we can do is we can take, instead of taking a list, if we take a boolean open bracket equals to initially false. Okay, so if initially if it is false, if open bracket is false, that means initially if it is false, that means we are at the first bracket, that we don't need to add to result. So if it's true, then only we need to add it. Initially it is false, that means we don't have it, we don't have anything, so we don't need to add. And in this case we will make the opening bracket as true. I don't know what I'm doing. Opening bracket as true, because now we have got an opening bracket. And else we have a closing bracket. So closing bracket may, again we can check that if opening bracket is true, opening bracket will be true. I think we need to keep count of the opening and closing brackets. Opening bracket in, if let's say, if I'm just thinking, if opening bracket is initially 0, I don't know if we need to keep track of closing bracket, but let's see, closing bracket is also 0. So now we can check if open bracket is 0, that means uh, if it is not 0, if opening bracket is not 0, then we need to add it in the result and open bracket plus plus, right? Else if it is a closing bracket, then what we need to do, if it's a closing bracket, then we need to add it. So result equals to result plus closing bracket. Closing bracket will be added always, not always. If this is the closing bracket, we don't need to add now. And in what cases we don't need to add? In cases if so till here we have one opening bracket, opening bracket 1, again we got 2, then we got a closing bracket. So open bracket minus minus, 2 to 1. To 1, that means this is the is 1, that means it is the this one, this bracket. So if it is 1, then we will not add it. Is not equals to 1, then only we will add it. Minus, in all cases we will reduce the opening bracket. I think this should work. We don't need the closing bracket. Let me do a dry run for this case. This is a good example now. I'm just adding plus signs to be sure if it's correct. So I'll take OB as the integer. Opening bracket is OB and we'll take a result. Initially result is 0 and OB is 0 and the result is empty. We got an opening bracket. So in this case opening bracket is 0. So we will just increment. OB will become 1. OB will become 1, result will remain same. Next we have again opening bracket. Again opening bracket, so OB is not equals to 0, result may we will add the opening bracket. Result we will add the opening bracket and OB plus plus, OB will become 2. Then we have a closing bracket. Closing bracket when we are checking if OB is not equals to 1, it is not, then we will add this, okay, and OB minus minus, OB will become 1. Then we again have a opening bracket. Opening bracket में OB is not equals to 0, we will add this opening bracket and OB plus plus, OB will become 2. Then we have a closing bracket. Closing bracket में OB is not equals to 1, this will be added and OB will become 1. OB will become 1. Then we have again a closing bracket. Closing में OB is not equals to 1, it is, so we will not add it and OB will minus minus, so OB will become 0. Then we have this opening bracket. OB is not equals to 0, it is 0, so this will not execute and OB plus plus, OB will become 1. Then we have a opening. In this case this will get executed because it is not equals to 0, this bracket will get added. I'm just adding space for clarity. And then OB plus plus, OB will become 2. Then we have a closing bracket. Closing may we are here, OB is 2 is not equals to 0, so this closing will get added and OB will again become 1 because minus minus. Then we again have a closing bracket. closing में OB is not equals to 0, it is equal, so this will not get executed, OB will become a 0. Then we have a opening bracket, opening में, and this is the critical part. Let's see. So OB is 0, so this will not get added and OB will become 1. Next again opening, that opening will get added and OB will become 2. Then we have a closing, OB is not equals to 1, so this will get added and OB will become 1. Then we have a opening, opening में OB is not equals to 0, so it will get added, OB will become 2. Then again we have opening not equals to 0, that will again get added, OB will become 3. Then we have a closing, OB is not equals to 1, this will get added, OB will become 2. Again one more closing, OB will become 1 and that will also get added. And then we have one more closing, OB is 1, so this will not get executed, OB will become 0, and this is the result. This should work. Let's see. Okay, I'm missing this. We cannot do this. For loop for int I equals to 0, I is less than s dot length I plus plus. Okay, let's take a character c equals to s dot character at I. This will work. Cool. Let's move to next question. I'll mark it as done. My laptop is lagging. What is happening? The cursor is a bit slow, I guess. What is happening? One sec. Looks okay. I don't know. Let's see the next question. Reverse the words in a string. Given input string s, reverse the words of the order of the words. A word is defined as a non-s. The word in s will be separated by at least one space. A string of words in reverse order concatenate a single space. Note that s may contain leading or trailing spaces between two words. The return string should only separating the word, not include any extra space. Okay. This is the thing, we need to reverse the words. If this is the thing to reverse, but extra spaces should be removed. If this is the thing, if there are two, need one space. Thing is, initially this area and remove extra spaces if there are any. That is my first thought. And then in order to reverse it, what we can do is I will start iterating over this array. Okay, not array, the string. My laptop is lagging, it's not opening, still not loaded yet. Something is wrong. Let me reload the page. The internet is not working, is it? What I'm thinking brute force approach would be, first of all we remove all the spaces, extra space, not the spaces of words. Then we can, what we can do is we can iterate over this array and string, and let's take data structure and put everything in the stack one by one, each word. So we'll put the, then blue, and then we will pop from the stack. So the topmost will get first, so we'll get blue, then is, then sky, then the, and then we'll concatenate. I think that is one way of doing this, of n in this case as well, and this is a good approach. It is still not loading. Shall it turn internet? But then once it I'll turn it, it's not. I'm just trying to reload. If it doesn't work, then start my system. Stop opening. And try again. One sec.